So I was going to break this into two videos, but I make enough videos at some point along the way, these probably be their own videos. But I'm going to mix these two concepts together. The concept of self-deprivation and the concept of letting go of the things that you like. Letting go of the things that you think are your highest good. All right, and we'll talk about both of these shortly. When it comes to self-deprivation, I'm a huge proponent for self-deprivation. I'm a huge proponent of it. Because it's like you're giving yourself a break from everything when you fast, and I mean like the act of fasting, not just like the fasting that you do when you go to sleep and wake up. No, I mean like you go extended periods without food. Like when I did my dry fast, which was extended period, like a week without food and any contact with water. Not just like not drinking water, no contact. I was dirty for a week, but it's something I had to do. It's something I had to prove to myself. Do not recommend it, by the way. That was rough. But when you take that first sip of water after a dry fast, like that simple sip of water, you will have thought just saved your whole life. And I guess it probably did. You know what I mean? Like it feels so good. Something that you took for granted every day. You just go to your tap, which you shouldn't be drinking tap water because of the fluoride and chlorine in the water. But nevertheless, you go to your tap, you get your water, go to the water fountain, whatever, and you just take that sip and you don't give it a second thought. Okay, that was good. I was thirsty. I'm no longer thirsty. But what happens when you take away something that's something vital to your life and then you take that sip? That's the level of appreciation you need to have for everything in your life. And I know it's hard because some things become normal. Some things become so normalized and expected in your life that, yeah, that was going to happen. Yeah, I've moved in a way that was going to happen. But even when all the things become normal, you have to be grateful for it every single time. And this is what self-deprivation does for you. Now, some people do it the extreme way. Some people just do it for a small period of time. Nevertheless, we are both learning the same lesson. It's like some people, they'll fast for a little bit. They'll fast for a day or two. And then they'll go back and like, yo, this orange tastes so good because I haven't been able to eat in 2 days. And some people have the same exact experience if they fast for a month. They eat that orange, an apple, a sip of water, and they're like, yo, this was amazing. That's the level, that's what I learned from self-deprivation. It also shows me how happy I am with being just with myself. I am out here in my typical field as usual. It's like I only had to work a couple of hours for work today, and then guess what I did with my free time? I came out here to just sit in the sun and talk to y'all and talk to myself. You understand? It's like I really have learned how competent I am, how happy I am, how excited I am to just be with myself. Even with all the herbs I showed you, I haven't taken too many herbs. Like, the only herb I repeatedly take is Shilajit. The Shilajit stuff, and I made a couple of videos on that. It's like that's like the only one I take on a regular basis. The rest of them, they're just there now. I go through ebbs and flows. Sometimes I really love the herbs, sometimes I don't need them. Right now, I don't need them, and I don't force my body to do anything it doesn't want to do. Because I've reestablished that connection. That's what happens when you are just left. It's kind of like you being stuck in the room with that awkward person. Everyone else in the room left except for you and the awkward person. You don't know how to talk. Are you going to sit there and just be like, well, I'm alone with this person, I'm just going to sit here awkwardly? Or you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to make the best of this situation. That's what I did with my body when it comes to self-deprivation. It's like, okay, now I'm just left with my appetite. I'm just left with my thoughts. I'm just left with this. I don't have any more distractions. So what am I going to do? Am I going to sit there and hide from myself all day? You can't hide from your mind. Your mind goes with you wherever you go. That's why you can't run from your problems, something that I was trying to do. Colorado, North Carolina were both instances where I was trying to run from a problem. So I thought I'd move, but my problems were in my mind. So it doesn't matter if I moved to the middle of Timbuktu. Like, my problems are still here. Therefore, they are going to be just as powerful as they were in a different location, right? But, when you just take a step away, man, and you come back to it, you can look at things from a new maturity almost. I'm going to separate myself from you for 2 days. I'm going to separate myself from food for 2 days. In those 2 days, you have matured. You're 2 days, quote, quote, older than you were yesterday. That's 2 more days of experience that you have on this planet. So now when food re-enters your life, you can be like, wait, let me actually sit down with the new knowledge I've learned these past 2 days. Let me taste this orange. Let me inspect this orange. Let me look at the orange peel. Let me see if the juice looks the right color of orange. You might notice something different. Let me pay attention to if this orange, if this grapefruit, if these apples, if this whatever has seeds in it. You understand? A lot of these things say organic and organically grown, but they ain't got no seeds. How organic is it? How did this plant, this fruit grow if there's no seed? You know, and then like when you come back to food, and I'm just sticking on food for the sake of simplicity, you know, when it's sticking on food, it's like, you know, a lot of people will say, they'll laugh at you when you ask them like very obvious questions. Hey, yo, would you like chocolate milk and mayo mixed up into a smoothie? Everybody's gonna look at you like you crazy, like, ugh, like chocolate milk and mayo. What the? Exactly. It sounds crazy, right? But that's what your gatekeeper is trained. So like that will probably get through, or it probably won't get through simply for the fact that it tastes gross. But what happens when, you know, at 1 o'clock, you eat some Cocoa Krispies? You know what I'm saying? So you got the chocolate milk, you got some chocolate cereal, you eat that. Boom, that tastes good. Okay, milk, they say, is good for your bones. Okay, facts are starting to prove that's really not. But regardless, we're gonna go with simple facts that we got here. You know, the Cocoa Krispies, they taste good, they're sweet, give you the chocolate fix, bet. Cool, you drop that down, you knock it down, your stomach gets to work. An hour later, you go get you like a turkey club. You know, it's got turkey, lettuce, tomato, mayo. You see, it doesn't sound too weird when I say chocolate milk, or when I say chocolate cereal, and then later you have a sandwich. But when you eat them together, it's like, oh wait, mayo and chocolate milk. Ew, that's disgusting. But that's exactly what your body's going through. And this is the type of relationship that you see when you step away from food. You actually learn about food, because food is something that we very much take for granted. We take it for granted because we eat every day. We eat 3 times a day. We eat 4 or 5 times a day. We eat 3 main meals with some snacks in the middle. Don't get me wrong, even I'm not perfect, but at least my snacks are somewhat a little bit more conducive to my body. You understand? You know, these are the things that you gotta think about, you know, and it's like, I know I talk about this a lot, but sometimes it's, hey, we grown. When it comes to sex, like a lot of people, some of y'all are big pimping out there, Mr. and Mrs. Pimping out there. Y'all can catch bodies whenever y'all feel like it. Snap your fingers, you got somebody there. But what happens when you take a step away from it, and like you give yourself, especially my senior retention people, you take those 2-3 months away from it, no masturbation, no sex, no nothing, and you really just are alone in that room with just yourself and just your horniness, just all your sexual appetites, your sexual energy. See, you start to use the words, but you use it to justify a bad behavior. You know, what happens when you sit with yourself and that person in the room and says like, yo, why do you need so much sex? Why do you need so much spiritual attachment? Why do you need to write so many soul bonds and soul contracts with these people? That's not what I'm doing. That's exactly what you're doing. This is the type of conversation that happens with yourself when you take a break from these things. Damn, why am I so fixated on someone else coming through right now? Why is my happiness, why is my peace, why is my I was about to say continence, I don't even know if that's a real word, but why is my happiness being alone, being controlled right now? Because I just need someone so bad to come through and give me physical attention. You see what I'm saying? You start to realize how much energy you're sending outside of yourself. For you to find that happiness, for you to find that physical satisfaction, you have to have somebody else. Now, I'm not saying go be a monk like me, go sit up on the mountain, but I am celibate for the rest of my life. No, you ain't got to do all that, you know? But what I'm saying is just think about these things, right? The second part of this video I wanted to talk about was letting go of the good things in your life. We are very good, especially when we get on this shadow work trend, the spiritual journey, your self-improvement phases of your life, because there's always going to be more than one. Life is a constant state of improvement, you know. But one of the things that is very easy to do is to let go of the bad things. Does this serve me? No. Is this harming me? Yes. Okay, get rid of it. Those are easy. But what about those things that you like about yourself? You know, for example, I'll use myself as an example. I love being by myself. I love my solitude. But when how am I going to put this? You know, when is it a good thing and when is it a bad thing? You know, for me, I love my solitude so much that it will carry over when I'm supposed to be a little bit more extroverted, when I'm supposed to be a little bit more social. All I can do is think about being by myself, which in some cases could be good, some cases can be bad. But there's going to be a point where I have to be able to let go of some of the things that I like about myself. I have to be able to let go of that need to be by myself, and sometimes be a little bit more appreciative of the company that I have, the company that I keep, the people that are gravitating towards my energy. I have to be more accepting and open of that. Because right now, let's just say, like in my head, I'm gonna just like get some grass, right? Here's some grass. Okay. Right now, this grass represents everything I like about myself. Now, there's some things that easy. They'll shake out a little bit. They're a little easier. You know, they're on the fringes. It doesn't take too much. But that stuff that's in between my fingers, in my fist, that's harder for me to get rid of. But why would you let go of something good? Why would you let go of something that you like? I asked myself, like, does this get me to my highest purpose? And it said, yeah, that might be the first step. For example, let's just use my crystal right here. You know, I love my crystals. When I resonate with my crystals, I feel like I get a new energy. But sometimes I need to even let go of that elementary step of connection with my crystal. Because what if I don't let that go, I will never get to the next level. Maybe, I'm just making this up, but maybe at a certain point, I will get so good with my crystals that every time I connect with it, it lights up. It glows. But I will have never got to that point if I stayed in a state of complacency of just being happy that I'm connecting with it. What if I want to connect with it on a deeper level, make the light shine? What if I can make the crystal project itself and I can just walk into a whole new reality that my crystal projected for me because I opened that door? You see what I'm saying? So that's what happens when you let go of the things that you like about yourself. Sometimes the things that you like about yourself are things you like because they were easy to attain. Easiness is cool. Not everything in life is supposed to be hard, but sometimes life is going to give you challenges that you need to overcome. So at some point, you need to let go of everything that you like about yourself. Because, like, what happens now? My hand is open. Therefore, anything can fall in it. Anything can fall in it. Some people live under the principle that things can always get worse. That is true. I live in the world duality where this is true. However, I also live in my personal world. I live in the world where everything can always get better. So step one, let's just use my crystal as an example. In my hand, I can now connect with my crystal. It feels good to me. Okay, cool. But nah, I'm going to let that go. And I'm going to get this new understanding that fills it up. Okay, when I connect with my crystal on a higher level, the light shines out of it. Cool, that serves me now. But you know what? I feel like there's more. I'm going to let that go. Pick this up again. I can project realities based off of my crystals. You see what happens? So when you keep your hands open, this is why it's a meditative stance to keep it's like a mudra to keep your hands open while you meditate like this, because new things can come in. You know, you want things to circle into your hand, circle in and out, in and out. But if you close it, nothing can come in. Nothing can come into your palm because you kept it closed. You see what I'm saying? So you always have to remind yourself to keep your hands open, keep your mind open to new beliefs, to new thought patterns, to new systems. You understand? And you have to also keep your mind open to the fact, open and closed at the same time. I know, find the balance of what I'm saying, that you are controlling your own world. We are all just walking around living our own lives, but a lot of us are feeling very unhappy, unsatiated because we are taking on the ideas and principles and whatever of society, of a bunch of people that we don't know. We got all of our rules, the things that we wear, the things that we do, the things that we say, the things that we listen to, based off of a whole bunch of people we don't know. Go live your truth. You know, it's like, for me, it's like, you know, like, I'm black, therefore I'm supposed to be listening to R&B and rap music. That's what society would tell you to say about me. But every once in a while, I like to throw on some country. Because all we doing is talking about the same thing. Just because you ain't trapping out the bando with your Lambo doesn't mean that you and your best gal in the barn party aren't the same topic. It's the same thing. We are rapping and singing about the same things, but there's this divide that society has put upon us. We hate each other for no reason. We block each other's music out for no reason when there's things to be learned from every single genre of music. You know, it's like, hey, if I hear like some rock music, you know, some grunge, metal stuff, whatever, it's like, I don't listen to it. I don't go out of my way to listen to it, but I'll take the energy from it and be like, yo, I feel like fighting Satan right now. Like, this music makes me feel triumphant. And it's not my thing, but it's like, I remained open. I let something else come into my life. I didn't grab onto it. There's even like me, something come, oh, no, I like that. I'm stash that in the pocket real quick. Yeah. But no, I'm open. Sometimes you gotta empty your pockets out too. You understand? So self-deprivation, take a break from the things that we consider normal. Take a break from the things that is take a break and denormalize the luxuries of life. If you have a roof over your head, if you have running water, if you have lights, I don't care if you are in the hood right now, you are living in a state of luxury. You understand? But society says, depending on what type of lights, the type of apartment, the type of house, that's where the luxury. No, you are living in luxury if you have a place that you can call yours. If you have running water, if you have heat, you know, even if you don't, if you got 4 walls around you, you are blessed. If you are a homeless person somehow watching this video, shout out to you, and you are sitting under a bridge, guess what? You are blessed. You have shelter from the elements. You understand? This is the level that I'm at. Don't get me wrong. I do want to live this societal version of a luxurious life just for a little bit. I just want to say I beat the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to live that life. It's already coming. I see it. It's already been done. But we're just waiting for it to materialize in my physical. So in the meantime, I'm just going to stay open-minded to all the new things that are going to get me there, because like I talked to y'all about, I'm on the bridge of incident. I've set my intention. Therefore, everything that happens after I set that intention is getting me to my final goal. One of the things that came on my bridge of incident is this message from myself and for y'all. Keep your hands open. Keep your mind open. Let things flow in and out of your life. If something is trying to leave your life, let it. If something is trying to come into your life, screen it. You understand? Does this serve me? Does this new thing serve me? Will it hurt me to experiment with it? You see what I'm saying? Ask yourself those types of questions. And I feel like you're going to be set after that. Hope that helped y'all. To the next one.